Hello everybody, my name is Sirhc and welcome back to Underground, my single player Let's Play series. Over by the farm, because I mentioned a while ago, or a couple episodes ago probably, that my farms are getting quite full. Quite full indeed. This one's not too bad, but that's mainly because I've been combining all the melons into melon blocks. But my pumpkins are pretty much full. In fact, they were full, basically. Because I got these here as well. And so I wanted to make a way to turn this off, and it was actually a little complicated, but I think I got it figured out. So let's go back here. So these all work with a bud switch. Why is that? Let's just put that here. I might have messed up with the reset. Let's put that there. Okay. So these all work with a bud switch. Basically, there's power going through here, and the pumpkins grow, or yeah, those power the pistons underneath diagonally. And when pumpkins or melons grow, they update the piston so that it realizes that it's powered by these, and then it activates all the pistons. And this one gets activated as well, pushes the red, there's a piston behind this redstone block, pushes the redstone block out, the power turns off so that all of them are unpowered, and then they retract, and everything is fine. Just like that. You can't really see it because it happens very quickly, but that's how it works. So I was trying to think how to stop this from working, and it's kind of hard because the easy way would be if some of the stuff was unpowered, and I could just power it with a lever, and then keep it from working. You know, that's usually how I turn stuff off. Is you just you have to force something to be powered that usually isn't. But here everything is powered, so you can't really do that. The only thing, you know, it's a little bit harder to make it unpowered. The only way to do that is to take away this redstone block. So I was trying to figure out how to do that. And so I was thinking of like pulling it down. Well, if you do that, then it actually it creates a bud update with this thing, or this thing, you know, gets powered by the redstone block. So you can't really toggle that piston. You could pull it back, but then the problem is that when you push it forward, this piston won't be able to push the redstone block like back like it's supposed to. So when you have it turned on, it's not going to work. So that's kind of a problem. I was thinking of using slime blocks, but any way that I could think to use slime blocks would not work. Like, you can't use them here because it'll mess with like the tracks and stuff. So finally, I figured out this pretty simple solution. Basically, it's actually my original idea of trying to pull the redstone block back, but instead of doing that, all I have to do is extend this piston, and instead of pulling the redstone block back, we can just keep this piston here, and what it does, actually I wonder, yeah, because even if you try to pull it back, it just pulls it forward again. But what we can do is just keep this piston powered, and since we have, well actually, yeah, because you can't even move a piston that's extended. So that piston can't push back. So if there's a block update, which we can go cause one. Let's just head out over here. Oh yeah, because we have the repeaters going a certain way, so it's not going to power down here. But if we go out here, grab a pumpkin, and go to one of these. That one's already been triggered, but if we go to one of these, create a block update, then the pistons are going to extend, but they're going to get stuck. And so now it's basically like those rows where the pistons are extended are turned off because they can't work anymore. So then what we can do is to turn them back on, we can do that. That resets all the pistons, and then we have to turn this on again and turn it off. And then everything's reset, so it pulls the redstone block back, and everything is ready to work again. So that's kind of my simple solution. Nothing too complicated. So I just have redstone wire going over to here, right to that block. Then I have a lever right out here. So if we want to turn it off, we can just do that. It's not going to do anything right now, but as soon as pumpkins grow on these, it's going to trigger them and basically lock them in the extended position. So I wouldn't have to actually do this. I could just wait until something grows, and that's not a problem. And then to turn it back on, you got to flip it off, on, off, on. I think that should be how it is, right? Oh, nope. Those are still powered. So I guess you gotta flick it twice, right? So none of these are extended. That's good. And if we go back here... Whoops. Ah, dang it. It's such a maze around here. But if we go back here, the power's off, which is good. And all the redstone blocks are back in place, and these pistons are not extended. So that will work quite nicely indeed. I ran out of fish. I need to AFK at my fish farm again, so I can get some of that going. So check it out, guys. It's done. It's dug out. I don't have the dirt down because actually this is all the dirt that I had, but it is all. Whoops! Ouch! That hurts. I gotta stop doing that. But it's all dug out. I got it all dug out. I got all the jack-o'-lanterns down in place, so we have light throughout here. Still gotta put some light around the edges in some of these areas. But everything in the middle should be nice and bright. And I got some grass growing. I just put a single grass block in there. And it's going, taking its time. But we can finally start putting some trees in here. Get some trees growing. For the longest time, I have not had a tree farm, and so I luckily had a big stockpile of logs, but I did burn through that, and then I was growing trees in my little village, which was a little pain. There's not a lot of room there, and you really can't plant multiple trees at once, and so I was mainly using bone meal to get them growing fast so I could harvest a bunch of trees. But yeah, let's get some trees going around in here. Very good, very good. Get some lush greenery. It'd be nice to finally see a room full of trees again. Like the small little room that I used to have, that was just, that little tiny thing. That worked fine. That worked great for tree farm. You could chop down the trees and plant them after you're done chopping them down. And like the trees would have regrown by the time you got the last tree chopped down. So it worked fine, but we want something a little more epic, a little bit bigger. I haven't done anything with the subscriber haul yet. I've just been busy digging. I haven't done any more names, so I'm sorry, guys. But someone mentioned that this armor stand was missing something. Missing something indeed. And so we're going to remedy that. My inventory is kind of full. Let's just throw this stuff out right now. They said that I was not showing love to the hose, to my hose. And so I went and made a bunch of item frames because we don't want to forget about our hose. Whoops, that's not what I want. Get that out of there. We never want to forget about our hose. We gotta keep them nice and out on display. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So many hose. Oh, that's better. How many more do we need to fill this up? We got 3, 6. Let's make 6 more. Do I have any sticks? I got some planks here. Let's throw some of this stuff away. Can't forget about our hose. I'm glad you guys reminded me, because that was definitely a terrible thing for me to do. There we go. All the hose. Gotta show them love. And 1, 2, 3. We should have one there, but I'm actually out of leather, which is another reason why I should go AFK at the fish farm, because that's how I get leather. There we go. So now we have a nice spot in here for our hose. Perfect. Just fantastic. Yeah. I'm glad I had this room though. This area has been nice, just to be able to organize my tools. I can actually see what I have and find the tools that I need when I need them, because that was definitely a problem that I was having while I was building. Well, I was digging this out. You know, just constantly running through tools and trying to figure out what I actually had for tools. So I think today. I need to build a staircase here, but I don't really feel like doing that. I want to get this stuff cleared out of here. And to do that, we need a bulk storage room. We need one of those. We have so many chests just sitting around. And I built one of these on my last Night Owl episode. Last as in most recent, also as in probably last for some time. I don't know if you guys have seen that video. It's pretty good. I kind of finished up my house on the Night Owl Season 2 server, but if you haven't heard, like, it's basically, the server is very dead. I mean, no one's really been on there. People were hanging out on the modded server for a while. I haven't been on the modded server in a long time. I don't know if I'm going to go back on there, but I've been having fun playing around with other games, Windcraft with Tiger, Terraria with Tiger and Kami, Creativerse with Kami and Chad every once in a while. And then, of course, we got the single-player series here, and we got Batman, and we got Banished. Lots of good games going on. But anyways, I cleared out this room. This was my pallet room where I had all the different types of blocks. And we're going to have... I'm not sure exactly how I want to do this. My plan, I would also like to make... a mine, the start of a mine, and I like to have my mines at level 11, which would be right here where this obsidian is. I'm starting to question if that's a good idea to have it here, though. We could, and just have the main hallway, the main mine go that way. Do a branch mine that extends out this way. Because we can't really go that way too much, because we're going to run into everything that we have here. We're going to be like branching through all of this stuff, which I don't really want. And we can't really go that. We could maybe go that way. There is some stuff in the way. Most notably that thing. That'd probably be in the way. And even this way, we have the fishing hut over... Oh, I guess that's not the way to get over there. Up here, yes. We have the fishing hut over here in the pond, and I think the pond is at around level 11. Yeah, we're at 11 right here. So we can't really go those directions, but I don't really have any plans to extend out that way. There's not a lot of room that way, and we have the tree farm over there and the village over there, so I'd rather stay kind of centered around there and move that way. But we could... So the plan, what I'm thinking, is basically have a staircase, or, I want to have the mine down at this level, so we could have, like, maybe a staircase going down, and then I want to have a staircase going up above that, and above the mine, have a bulk storage room. So I'm going to have to plan this out. It doesn't quite work out as nicely as I thought it would. I wish all this stuff was a little bit higher, but I mean, I did I did build it low kind of intentionally, because although the reason I built it low was because of the bedrock fog. I liked having the bedrock fog around my base and being able to use that to kind of change the atmosphere, which we no longer have. Sad, sad, sad. But yeah, I'm going to kind of figure this out. I'll have to tear out the slime block elevator. I do still kind of have plans to use that. If we do like multiple layers of a bulk storage instead of just a super long hallway, we might use the elevator to get between those layers. But yeah, let me figure this out and then we'll get back to you. Well, I think I have some stuff figured out. We have staircases kind of splitting off. One goes down, two go up. And down here we have the mine. And this is kind of the basic idea of it. I don't know how fancy I want to get with the mine. It would, I guess, be nice to replace the floor, at least, to make the floor look nice, but Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. That I'll probably figure out as I kind of get into this and start digging. But we do have some supports here, and we'll have mine shafts every 3 blocks going down. And I figured we might want to put a rail line in here as well, just for when eventually, if this gets very long, we can just ride the rail all the way down and back to get our stuff or to go mining. And then over here, these staircases go up to this room, and this is going to be our storage room. So we're going to have a bunch of chests on the side like this, and then some chests in the center as well. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Now I just need to get everything in here. I just went and chopped down a bunch of trees, so I do have some more wood, so I can place down a bunch of chests. And I'll have to get stuff behind the chest, and I'll have to figure out the ceiling and the floor. I think I'm gonna do something very similar to this. Maybe use something like this for the ceiling with the leaves and kind of have it sectioned off. Maybe do a checkerboard floor up here. Just kind of carry the same feeling, since this is basically just an extension of the storage room. Figured that would be a good idea. And I think I'm finished for the most part. It's all covered up. We got a nice leaf roof here. Got lots of wood, lots and lots of wood. Oh, it's so sexy. So sexy wood. And right in here we got our storage room, our bulk storage room. And I've already started filling it up with some cobble, although I have a lot to move over here. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice. Got these like little archways kind of going across here. I like the way that looks. And then we have room for future expansion. I didn't do anything fancy with this wall just because if we do want to expand, that obviously I don't want to do something that I'm just gonna, or spend a lot of time on something that I'm just going to be tearing down in the future. But yeah, I like the way that it turned out. It feels nice in here. Feels nice and cozy. And then we just have the mine shaft in here. Nothing too special, just kind of made a staircase. And then I have the track here with a minecart. Ooh, fancy. Pretty nice. That was a fun ride. I think I'm going to put a hopper in there so I can just break it, and then it gets sucked down and then put back into the dispenser. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, now I'm going to go around and finally clean up all of my chests that are sitting around. All the chests over by the slime farm and all the chests over by the, what's that place? The tree farm. Lots of chests there to clean up. And this thing should be filled in no time. And then I might do some strip mining as well, since I did spend a bunch of my diamonds on hose at the beginning of the episode. Kind of need some more resources. So I'm going to be busy doing that. I got pretty much everything moved in here. All the chests from like the slime farm and the tree farm. I still have a bunch of chests over by the subscriber hall, or the subscriber, hall thing. Yeah, this whole wall is mostly cobble. Those 3 sections. Still got a little bit more to fill up on here. And then we got a bunch of like andesite and diorite and stuff. That's pretty much all that I have a lot of. But I made a few changes to this place. I think it was actually just these things. I added a couple stairs in here just to make this not so flat. It's kind of got this interesting shape going on when you look down here. I think that's kind of cool. I really like this whole thing here. I hear a skeleton. I don't know why, but I really like that whole thing. And then I added more stone. Yeah, did I have this stone here? I think I did. Maybe not. I don't remember. If I didn't, then I added stone there. I know I changed the stairs to stone. I don't think I had that before. Put a little stone here. And change that to stone, just to kind of get some more of that stone in there. Break up the brown wood a little bit, and add some brightness to it. Not really color, but add some brightness to it. And it kind of blends in more with this room now, I think, with that stone. Before it was all brown, whereas over here you had a little bit of stone, so it looked a little different. but it's better now. I like it. And I just added some logs across here as well. And then down here, I've been doing some branch mining. Went down a couple of these. Or 3 of them. Yeah, it looks like I went down 3 of them. Got some diamonds and iron and gold and redstone and all that fun stuff. And I switched out the floor and I added some logs going along here. And I think this turned out pretty well. The only problem is using all this wood. I got to be careful with the lava. I had this thing burned down a couple times. So that's something I got to kind of keep up on as I expand it. I think I've taken care of all the lava now. I haven't seen anything set on fire for a while. But we got a little bit of a floor going on here with stone bricks and andesite. And I hooked up the hopper here. Let's just break a block there. So now I can click the button and get in. And then we can head back when we're all done mining. It'll stop here. I can break it. And it's pretty simple. If you've ever done it, I've never done something like this, but it's super easy because these droppers and dispensers, they can actually get powered from 2 blocks above. And so this block actually powers this dropper here that puts it into the dispenser. So if we have the minecart here, if I push this, the minecart is now no longer in here. It got shot up into there. So that's pretty cool. Don't need any complicated redstone to get that to work. I like that. Like it a lot. So, let's see. Let's put this stuff back. And let's just throw these arrows out. I don't need them. I got tons of arrows. So I think the rest of the episode, we are going to go fill in the tree farm. I got tons of dirt. Went and dug a bunch out from the mine shafts. And I guess we can talk about some new features that are going to be coming hopefully soon. I'm surprised we haven't gotten them yet, but I really hope in the next couple of weeks. 1.9, they are planning on doing snapshots. They have said that they're not getting rid of those since Microsoft took over. They're still going to be the same old Mojang. But Minecon happened, and we got a lot of information on 1.9, and that almost makes it worse because now we know all of the cool stuff that they've added, and they've done a pretty good job. There's quite a bit in there. I mean, they've been spending quite a bit of time, so maybe a little bit more would be nice, and maybe there's some stuff that they're not showing us. But even if it is just the stuff that they are showing us, there's a lot of good stuff. So it is the combat update, so there's some combat updates. I know we've seen like new arrow types, and there's the dual wielding, which is kind of cool. Basically, I could have like a tool in my right hand, and I could have a block in my left hand, and basically, like my tool, if I left click, it does something, but there's no right click functionality. So that means, since there's no right-click functionality, it would use whatever's in my left hand whenever I right-clicked. So if I had blocks, I could just place blocks, and I could keep my tool out. So I wouldn't have to like switch between the two. If I had a torch, like if I was branch mining, I could just be branch mining and then place a torch just by right-clicking. I wouldn't have to actually switch to the torch. So that is pretty awesome. If you have a bow in your right hand, then you wouldn't be able to use whatever's in your left hand, because your bow has left click and right click functions. But I would assume that you'd be able to have your sword. No, a sword has a right click too. Although actually, I think they might be taking away the block. I'm not entirely sure. I know that they're adding a shield, or I'm pretty sure that they're adding a shield. So I don't know if we'd still have the sword blocking, or if you'd be able to have like maybe you'd be able to have like a sword and a shield, so you could basically have the same function. You could attack with left click, block with right click, but it'd be using the shield when you right click. Or maybe what would be really cool is if they do that, then you'd be able to have a sword and a bow, so you could attack with left click and shoot with right click, but you wouldn't have blocking. That'd be kind of cool. I don't think I saw anything specifically saying that, but I think that would be a really cool feature. So that's a lot of the dual wielding, the combat stuff. I don't know much more about that area. But the other big thing that they've been talking about, and they revealed a lot of new stuff at Comic-Con, is the end update, the end stuff. They're completely revamping the end and the dragon fight. The dragon is going to get new AI. It's going to be a lot smarter. It's going to, like, I think, breathe fire or something at you. The towers, like the taller ones, are going to actually have iron bars protecting the ender crystals, so you can't just shoot it from afar. You have to actually climb up there. There's also going to be a lot of new structures and blocks. There's going to be an actual, like, end dungeon, and they're like tree houses, sort of, like there are houses up in the air, which is really cool, made out of end stone bricks. And there's going to be slabs and stairs, and there's also a purple like block with its own slabs and stairs. And I think those you need, there's a new plant that's kind of like a cactus-like plant called a chorus plant. I haven't seen it, or I know there's a screenshot out. I didn't quite find it. I didn't look too hard. I still want to be, I really, I don't want to like dive into it too much. I just want to have it so I can start playing around with it and see it. But yeah, there's some sort of like chorus plant that I would assume is purple, because you get these purple blocks from it, or you can make these purple blocks from it. And that thing grows. There's a new mob called a shulker, and it's like in this little shell, and it pops out and shoots things at you. And the things that the projectiles, like, they stay on the X, Y, and Z axis, so they can only like they can only like go like this, and they can also turn, and they follow you, which is pretty crazy. And I guess when they hit you, they give you a levitation effect. I don't know if there is going to be a levitation potion. I think I've heard things about that, but I didn't see anything confirmed. But there will be a levitation status effect, and it's kind of a bad thing. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. You know, it allows you to get to a higher place, but it also, if you can't get to where you're trying to go high up, you'll just fall down and take fall damage, which I think is pretty cool. An interesting idea there. What else was there? There is going to be... Oh, you can respawn the dragon, which is really cool. Like, the first dragon, I guess, gives you... I don't know if it's the normal amount of XP or if it's going to be more or less. I don't know, but it's going to be more... You're going to get more XP from the first dragon than you do from subsequent dragons, so you can't just, farm dragons all day. And, I mean, you could do that and get lots of XP, but it's not going to be as much as you could if, you just were able to spawn in end dragons right now. So that's pretty cool. And I think the way you do that is there's actually like a craftable ender crystal type thing. And when you place it down, it spawns the end dragon. That is pretty neat. There's also multiple end islands, and like infinite end islands, I guess. And I think what it said is when you defeat the dragon, it spawns some sort of portal or a gateway. Like, I guess the actual portal to get out of the end is already there, but it doesn't have the dragon egg. Which, by the way, the first one is the only one that gives you a dragon egg, so there's still only one dragon egg. But when you spawn subsequent dragons, there's another drop that the dragon is going to give you. I don't remember what it's called. But there's something else that you can get from the dragon, which is kind of cool. But anyways, when you fight the dragon, I believe when you defeat it, you get this gateway that you, like, throw ender pearls into or something. I'm not entirely sure how it works. I haven't seen any pictures of it. I'm not sure if there are any out there. I'm sorry I'm not super informed, but I don't really want to be super informed. But basically that will like allow you to travel to the different islands. And I guess it depends on like which way you throw the ender pearl. It will send you to islands, I guess, in that direction would make sense. So that is really cool. And the best part about this whole update is the fact that it is like, you know, all this new stuff is in the end, which is awesome. Because, well, it's awesome for this series because that means we actually get to use it, which is really cool. You know, one problem with being underground is sometimes I don't get the new updates. I mean, we've only been in one update. Because when I started this with the 1.8 snapshots. And so, as we were getting the new 1.8 stuff, there was some stuff we got, like the new stones, and I mean, there was quite a few things. I can't even remember what we all got in 1.8. It's kind of a big mess. We got slime blocks, which, you know, obviously we have here, and the new slime block sticky piston mechanics. But one thing we got was the water monuments, the ocean monuments, and those I do not have in this world, or I can't get to in this world, because even though they're underwater, under the sea, they're not underground, and so I can't really get to those. I don't get the prismarine blocks, which is kind of sad because I really like the I really like those guys, the Guardians. They're pretty interesting, and I don't know, maybe, you know, I've always thought about like maybe one day in this underground series we could kind of become more lenient. You know, maybe I could go underwater. Honestly, I'd have to find an ocean first anyways, which is going to take a lot of exploring. And by exploring, I mean digging long tunnels and checking the biome that I'm in. But, you know, maybe if I could ever find a monument, we could make a concession that I could, like, dig up into the bottom and stay underwater. You know, as long as I'm, like, out of the sunlight. I don't know. Right now, I'm just going to kind of stick to underground. Like, I'm not going to make any fancy new rules or anything. I'm not going to bend the rules at all. It's just straight underground, sticking to the depths, the caverns. This is where I live. But yeah, I'm really excited about this update because the end stuff we get to actually play with, that is in our realm in this series, which is really cool. Almost enough to finish this. We have more dirt, so I can finish it, but I think that's all we're going to do now. But yeah, 1.9 update, pretty excited. I really hope they do a snapshot soon. I mean, they gave away a lot of information and features, and I have to believe that they're ready for a snapshot, or they're at least very close. So I know Minecon was just, I don't know, like last week or something. So I'm hoping like within the next week we'll get some snapshots. You know, I mean, I know they had a lot of prepping for Minecon, and now they gotta get back to the office and get things going again. So hopefully once they're settled in, we can get those new features going. That'd be really cool. But back to the subscriber monument, or the subscriber hall here. I haven't done any more. No more names yet, but I did have an idea as we were working on the mine shaft over there. We're at level 5 right now. Level 11, which is the area that I like to make shafts, is right up there. And so, yeah, I was thinking we got that shaft kind of going that way, and so we can go as far as we want that way. Definitely nothing stopping us. Nothing saying we can't go. We can only go a certain distance. But it might be kind of cool also to do some sort of mine shaft like up here. Just to have some corridors going off on either side, and I can kind of redesign the roof of this to compensate for that. We might even only have these braces like every other. So I'd keep that one, and then here have ladders going up to there. I think that'd be pretty cool. Could have like a fence going across there, have just a walkway. up top. I think that'd be pretty cool, and it'd be another kind of use for this hallway, another reason to have it. I mean, we don't need another reason, but it'd be another kind of feature of this hallway, which would be pretty cool, you know, having the mine shaft. But anyways, I think that is all we're gonna do today. We got mining, woohoo! Our base is coming along. We're finally getting a lot of the essentials, in my opinion, with the tree farm and the slime farm and mob farm and mining and bulk storage. We should have our with the tool room, or the tools, this place, the armory tool storage room, and the bulk storage. We should have all of our storage kind of squared away. I actually have chests for everything, which is really cool. The last thing that I really want to work on here before we maybe go work on things elsewhere outside of the base, is this thing. I want to get this done so we can get some good villager trading done. And then once we're done with that, we can, like, this base is really functional. This place is really good, and we can maybe start like doing stuff in the nether a little bit more, or doing stuff away from this base. You know, actually having some other projects here and there, rather than mostly staying confined to here. But yeah, pretty cool. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to leave likes and comments down below if you did. And we'll see you next time on Underground. And goodbye, peoples.